Hello, and welcome to the second episode of Barnes Dubai podcast. Here today, I'm accompanied by Mr. Inigo Nicholson, the CEO of Barnes Yachting. Hello, Mr. Nicholson. How are you today?
Good afternoon to you. How are you doing, Anna?
I'm great. It's a pleasure for me to have you here, and I would love for you to just quickly introduce yourself to our audience.
First of all, I've been in yachting all my life. Yachting is my life, as a matter of fact, not only myself, but all the family. We've been in yachting since 1867.
Oh, wow.
I used to own a small brand called Camper Nicholson, who was the biggest in the world, which I sold about 15 years ago. And Thibault de Saint Vincent called me up about a year and a half ago and asked me if I wanted to start all over again. So I told him I did.
Okay.
It was good for me, and we reached an agreement very soon, very quickly.
Amazing. So you are doing it again, all of those expertise and knowledge and years you have behind you, you're now putting it in within the Barnes brand. Is that correct?
Correct. What we're trying to do is we're trying to have, how will I say, like a team company where the real estate and the yachting company, that they all can get together, that we can service the real estate clients, bring them little by little into yachting, either by renting them a boat or selling them boats, and for the clients to feel that there is the same group, the same company.
That's amazing. And it is the same clientele at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
I've heard you made a great point when I've heard you speaking to the floor, addressing the fact that it's the clients, it's all our clients, and they do go from yachting to even private jets and real estate, as this is their lifestyle from what Barnes is, right?
Correct.
Now, amazing. Do you mind telling me a bit more about what is it that you love about yachting and about people who are into it? And maybe give us a bit of a background on that, if you don't mind.
Listen, what I really love about boats and yachts is that yachting has changed a lot in the last 20 years.
Okay, how come?
Basically, communication helped us a lot.
Okay.
At the beginning, when I started in this business, we had clients that every day needed to go back to port to be able to talk to the officers to see if they had a business. The communications, they were not private on VHF. Everybody could listen to everybody, so people didn't talk. Then communication changed. We started with the satellite communication system, telephone. Originally, they were, if my memory is correct, about $10 a minute.
Oh, well.
And then little by little, now with telephones and things like that, and cell phones, people are using the boats like a second or a third house, floating house. So yachting has changed a lot in that respect. That helped us a lot. People realizing that they can be today in Dubai, tomorrow in Abu Dhabi, next week they can be in Turkey, the following week they can be in France,
And all of that from their own home.
Correct.
So
there are houses from the floating house.
Exactly. As you said, they do make it as their own home, right?
That's right.
So basically we are in the same industry. You are selling homes. They're just on the water, right?
Floating house.
Amazing. What is it that people who are looking into going into yachting but haven't really made that choice, what do you think pushes them aboard? Let's say it like that.
Let's see, as I say, now that communications are solved, the other thing for people to understand is that yachting is a way of life. I mean, you are much more private. If you want the fast, you can go to Ibiza, stay on the harbor and things like that. But if you don't want to be on the harbor and the view of everybody, you can go outside, you can anchor outside. That's, that's something else. And most important things is private. You are private on your boat. You are with whoever you want to be. There is no paparazzis looking at you. There is nobody like that. So that's the reason that a lot of the people go into yachts. The other thing now too is that a lot of the owners, they rent out the boats.
Okay.
Not to make them, to pay expenses and things like that. Is because boats are like planes. The more you use them, the better they run. And the crew, the more get busy, the better they run.
From experience. Makes sense. So throughout the years of your experience, and now as well when it comes to Barnes Yachting, you are expanding your area of where are you moving all of your operations, even though they're already been global. So you're coming to Dubai as well. Is that correct?
Correct. Now, we started in Lausanne, which is the head office. Then we opened straight away the Côte d'Azur, Cannes. We have offices now in Cannes, Monaco, and Saint-Tropez, London, Spain, Turkey, and for us, Dubai is a natural market. Not only for all the big boats which are here, but, is a lot of people coming from Asia, a lot of people coming from Africa, and Dubai is a very important market for us. We want to be here, and we're going to be here. Hopefully in the next 2 months, we'll be up and running with a couple of people already buying and selling boats for us and for our clients.
I've just seen you leave with the client before we got to this podcast. So it's basically already in the works. We just fully need to set it up in order for it to be fully operational. You mentioned a couple of things that really caught my attention when I heard you speak the other day. And I'm, again, someone who doesn't really know much about yachting. You were talking about the fact of what are you able to provide for your clients and what are the different ways that you're able to do that? Can you talk more about that to cover that?
There is several things that we can provide for the clients. I mean, there is the first step most of the clients take is to rent a boat. It can be done here, but they can rent it all throughout the world. We have our charter office that do that. As a matter of fact, we are a 360-degree company. We do everything in yachting. I mean, we start with a charter, then we advise and we help any of our clients to buy a boat or to sell the boat, to move to a bigger boat.
And
correct.
Okay.
We manage. We help them out to manage the boat, to make sure that the boats are run properly. There's no over expense and things like that. And we build yachts for our clients. They pay us to find the best designers and all that. We follow the construction. And that is basically Barnes Yachting, I mean, we are a 360-degree company.
It's a one-stop shop.
It's what we try to make.
And you work with family offices.
We work a lot with family offices. First of all, because most of our clients, they like the idea of buying a boat.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we deal not only with the client, we deal with the family office. We try to help out the family office that at the beginning, they don't understand that yachting, so they are very against, because first of all,
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. They don't understand it. They don't understand how much they need to pay a capital. They don't understand that they need to book a berth 2 months ahead of time if they go, or 6 months ahead of time if they want to do the Monaco Grand Prix that is next weekend. So, for them it's a big, big, big problem. And normally they try to stop everything. So there we are to try to help them out and to,
So they can proceed with it. So they just hire you and it's done, right?
They feel much more relaxed in that.
Of course, I would feel relaxed having someone with so much experience handle something that I want to have in my life. Of course I would as well. Now, coming back to the clientele that you had, and I know it's been a lot of people, because there's been a certain demand. From my understanding, there's a certain project that you're working on when it comes to building new boats that is upcoming.
We are currently building a 44-meter boat.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I've built over a period of my life, which is a long life in this business, over 100 boats, from 110 meters to 30 meters. And now we are helping out a client to finish his 44 meters.
Okay.
He wants to sell it because he has decided that it's too small. He wants to go bigger. So, I mean, we put it out for sale.
Okay.
It's going to be one of the few boats that is going to be ready within 12 months.
Oh,
So you're not going to need to wait the typical 3 years. Now we're going to put in production ourselves two new yachts of 50 meters.
Okay.
Under 500 GT, that's gross tons, because we're going to try to start a new line of business for bonds, which is the fractional ownership on yachts.
How does that work?
That works that instead of paying 36 million euros for a boat and use it 6 weeks of the year and find to rent it out the remaining, you pay 6 million, you're still using the boat 6 weeks a year in 3 periods of 2 weeks. And it will cost you about 480,000 euros a year to run, including management fee. It does not include food and beverage because some people, they like to be at anchor and eat hamburgers and coke. Other people, they like caviar and champagne.
Yeah, different preferences.
So that it will be on top. But I mean, I think it's the smart way of going into yachting if you don't want to, if you don't mind. I think property is going that way too.
Yeah.
A lot of the big residences from big hotels, they go that way too. And I think that the younger generations that they are not used to or they are not interested in owning anything, that's the best way for them to own something. The shares are fully sellable afterwards. We guarantee a buyback after 6 years.
Okay, that's amazing.
So we put a floor there, and for us, it's the natural way to go. And if in the future, if we succeed, and in the future there is a few of them floating around, there's a lot of things that we can do about them.
And I'm guessing that you came up with this idea because there is a demand for it, right?
It's a big demand about. First of all, there's a big demand of try to do something different on yachting. Then the other thing is people are realizing that nobody really cruises more than 6 weeks. If you can give them these 6 weeks in three periods of 2 weeks, can be the Caribbean 2 weeks, 2 weeks in the Med, and 2 weeks, whatever it is, it's a big plus for them. We're going to try to do something we're still discussing between ourselves, is to try to make that every owner will cruise during these 6 years in different areas, on different plans. So, I mean, if next year it is from the 15th of June to the 30th of June in Turkey, the following year will be perhaps on the 15th of August to the 31st of August in the south of France, Corsica. The following year, you will be in the Balearic, to make something different, not to repeat the same thing all the time.
Understandable. And I'm guessing there's always comes to an agreement of who's going to be taking it when, because we're,
Correct.
As you said, everyone's adult and it's very normal to put it in writing and have everyone agreed on. When it comes to yachting overall, is there anything else that you would like to share that you feel is really important to new buyers, old buyers, yachting overall, and a piece of information that is your know-how that you gathered throughout the years?
Yes, sure. Yachting used to be, everybody used to laugh about it. They used to say the happiest day of your life is when you buy a yacht, and the second happiest is when you sell it. What we're trying to do now is to make the whole experience
your happiest life.
And really take advantage of a yacht as it should be: relaxation, privacy, family time if you're with family, with friends, something unique.
That sounds lovely and an amazing mission to have in it all.
Thank you.
I really love everything that you do, and I know that we're more than happy to have you with us. I'm pretty sure we couldn't have found...
I will always be back here,
Love it, because your expertise is one of a kind today with all of the generations before you as well who are in it. So thank you again for coming. I really appreciate you taking your time to talk to us. And if anybody has any inquiries when it comes to yachting, not just in Dubai, but anywhere else, please feel free to contact us, and Mr. Inigo will definitely make a consultation with you. Have a good one.